Hi, welcome back leaders to the Staff Workload Workshop number 2. So who from your leadership team is going to be asking staff how well was the information received of the change? What impact has that had on staff at wellbeing? Has it actually improved things? And then what are the suggestions that they may have for any tweaking in case it hasn't landed as well as you'd like? Pause the video now to make those decisions. Looking back now at the minutes from your last meeting, you will have the top 5 to roughly 8 workload stressors that staff have identified. Now you've tackled the top 1 or 2 of those. Some of them you put brackets around that you really couldn't manage to do anything about at this stage. Might I suggest now you either work on the next most top priority for the staff, or make sure that you choose one that is timeline related, the one that actually impacts staff not coming to work because they're sick. So you decide now, pause the video to decide which one of these items you feel is right to tackle now. Now that you've identified the specific area that you're going to be working on, it's really important in a circular motion to record all of the causes that cause that particular workload stressor. And it's really important that you dig down to the underneath, and I'm going to give you an example. I had a staff member who would never be able to meet a deadline when it came to reports, no matter what I did. If I offered a reward, he wouldn't meet a deadline. If I offered support, he wouldn't meet a deadline. But when I actually sat down with him and understood the cause of why he was always late with his deadlines, because he was waiting for student marking to be finished and the student absences caused him not to be able to mark things, therefore he couldn't do the ranking the way he wanted to, and so therefore he actually just had really high standards. So in the end, once we changed his assessment schedule to only assess things up to 3 weeks or 4 weeks before the reports were finally due, he was then the first one finished at getting all his reports done. So make sure you fully understand all of the causes, write them in the circle now. So pause this video now to take that step. If you have more than one cause, it's important now to do a cause diagram. If you can't remember how to do a cause diagram, go back to the video that was called this, where I teach you how to cause diagram. By the end of that diagram, you should have only chosen the causes that have the most out arrows and the least in arrows, because these are the causes that you have to tackle in order to improve staff wellbeing when it comes to this particular workload stressor. Pause the video to do that now. Now it's important to look back at your information where staff had listed potential solutions to these problems. Have the people who got that information from staff actually talk to any of the solutions that actually address the causes that you have just identified are the exact problem of the workload stressor. Make sure that they are listed so that everyone can read them or see them, whether it be on a screen or on a whiteboard. So pause this video to take that step. Now everyone is to actually look at your range of solutions that are there, and if there's basically more than one, you need to basically look at which ones are going to be the most timely, cost effective, will actually do the most to actually tackle the cause of the underlying problem for the workload. So everyone gets a vote. You now pause this video to have your say about which one you're going to be choosing as a Sometimes you've actually got a number of solutions and you're not really sure which ones to choose. In this instance, again, what you've got to do is take all of those solutions back to your staff. Make sure you've just got someone who's going to take the solutions to the staff, when they're going to do it, how they're going to present the information so that staff understand what the solution options may be and how it will tackle their well-being. And then you basically just figure out how you're going to gain their responses from that point. And if that's your scenario right now, pause the video to take that step. If you've actually come up with 1 or maybe 2 solutions, now it's your turn to pause this video and basically just answer all of these points ready for that change to take place. The last juicy things that we're all going to tackle today in this leadership meeting is it okay to take a sick day if you're not travelling so well and you're overwhelmed by work and you're totally stressed? Now have a look around the room and be honest, because we're building trust here, so you can only build trust with honesty. Hand up if you believe that it's okay to take a sick day if you're totally overwhelmed and freakishly stressed. Hands up. Now have a look around the room at everyone. Do it right now. The ones that have their hands up are basically saying it's okay. Now, you're going to be pausing this video and making a decision as a team. As a team. Is it okay for staff to take a sick day if they are stressed and overwhelmed? Be mindful, however, your boss has the final say. So you might make a decision now in the meeting. You might not want to write it in your meeting minutes because you all need a week, and particularly your boss needs a week to process the collective decision before getting that information out to staff. So make sure that you write it in the meeting agenda in code format so that you revisit it at the next meeting that you have as leaders to decide, make a final decision with your boss's input whether it's okay for staff to have a sick day, and at that point you can decide as a leadership team who is going to put that out there to staff if it is okay for them to have a sick day if they're overwhelmed. Congratulations, however, because that concludes the end of this workshop, and I'd like to give yourselves a clap because you've actually done a hell of a lot so far to reduce workload stress and improve staff wellbeing. Well done to you.